Hey everyone, it's Nicole B, and today I'm going to show you how I design and create my bracelets. This bracelet that I'm going to create today is called Lion of Judah, and it includes lapislazuli, howlite, and gunmetal spacers. So this is going to be pretty exciting. This is actually a piece that I was asked to do for someone else. So I said yes, and I was pretty excited that they asked me to, get involved. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. I want to first go over my design that I have put together. We have the 3 lapis lazuli beads. I have a howlite that's surrounded by 2 gunmetal spacers, then again by 4 lapis beads. Then in the center for focal bead, I have a lion head. This is a pretty nice lion head, and I actually received a package from Miss Rita Watson, and this was in that package, and I have several of them in silver and gold, and they are absolutely nice. I really love them. So yeah, and then the right side of the bracelet is also the same as the left side. And we're going to be using stretchy today, which is what I normally use for my beads, if I'm not using wire anyway. And I have my measuring tape. Well, I'll go ahead and measure at the end. We'll do that. And I have my glue components to glue the knot together at the end. So basically, before I get started on any piece that I make, I always think about my color scheme. I always think about, what am I trying to say with the piece? What am I thinking about? What is my color scheme gonna look like? And who am I making it for myself, or am I making it for someone else? It just, it depends on how you want to look at it. But it's always important to stop and think about those things before you create. Now, if you're just creating it for yourself, some people don't care. They just want to put together something. But generally, I like to still put some thought and effort into my designs. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to take off the ridge and sit it there, and we're going to start. I'm going to actually pull my design together a little bit more, and we're going to start beading. Okay, so I'm going to make sure that I can control my string, and it makes it easier to get the beads on. Okay, I generally like to make sure that whatever I'm beading on is pretty soft and cushioned, so that way when it falls, it doesn't hit and crack any of the beads. So I usually like to use a beading mat of some sort, but today I'm using the bead board. We can go with that for now, and then I'll probably remove that part. So here's a little story, you guys. I actually started beading right after the pandemic started. It was at the end of the first year of the pandemic, and my mom passed away, and she had this bracelet, and I was just, kind of taking a look at it, like, this is a pretty nice bracelet. But I noticed that it was sort of the cording, the stretchy cord was kind of frayed, and it was kind of coming apart. So I started, like, pulling it apart and looking at it and things like that. And I'm like, wow, I think I can maybe fix this and put it back together. And that's how it started. As I was doing that, I noticed that beading was very therapeutic for me, especially during the pandemic. I think everybody can agree that we all needed some sort of outlet. So for me, that was prayer, doing ministry, and my beads. And the more I got into it, the more I figured out that I actually love and enjoy creating jewelry. Now, sometimes, depending on what you're doing or what you're trying to create, it makes a difference in time and how long it'll take you to actually finish that piece. I don't know how many of you guys actually create necklaces, but necklaces are the pieces that seem to take the longest time, because it sometimes can be a little bit more involved, a little bit more intricate in the design, and it can be, you know, kind of testy. But I actually love and enjoy doing necklaces as well as bracelets. Okay, so this is the finished design on the stretchy cord. Now, if you notice here, I have some extra beads here. I always keep extra beads on my board just in case I drop a bead or some sort and I need some extra components. I have some extra spacers in here as well, you know. So yeah, it's a good idea to have extras. So now that I've put the bracelet together on the cord, I'm going to measure and make sure it's at the length that I want it to be. And it is. It is actually a little bit over 7 1/4. It's almost at 7 1/2. Almost. Just a couple inches or half an inches off. Yeah, so that's pretty good. I love that. And the person's wrist is not a fully developed wrist as of yet. So that size should be perfect for him. Yeah, so the bracelet is being made for someone that's very special. And like I said, it was requested from a family member. I'm gonna cut the end off so we can go ahead and tie the knot. Yeah, it was requested that I make a bracelet for him, and I was so excited because I knew I had to do something very special. And this lion head is something very special. It has meaning for me, and I know he will relate. And the lion is called the Lion of Judah, the lapis Lion of Judah. And I thought that was a very awesome name. So typically what I do, as if I was gonna stop here for the day, I would clamp the ends of the bracelet so that way it acts as a bead stopper. You see? Yeah. Okay, but I'm actually going to go ahead and finish the bracelet, so I don't need the stopper on there. We're gonna go ahead and knot the bracelet off. I'm just gonna do one stretch, and that's it. What I'm gonna do is sit it on here, and I'm going to move the bead board out the way so that I can work just on the surface here, the bead mat surface. Okay, so we're just gonna pull this together in a knot, and then I'm gonna tie the knot. And as I'm tying the knot, I'm holding the other part of the knot with my finger, and I'm going to close it off. And that's one knot, a regular knot. Then I usually do what's called a surgeon's knot in the opposite direction. So you take a loop like a regular knot, but you take it around into the loop. A second time. And that's what we call a surgeon's knot. Okay, my surgeon's knot came loose, but you guys get the point. I'm gonna do it the opposite direction so that way I can control the knot a little bit more. Okay, so that's 1 and 2. And if you could see that, there's 2 knots there. Okay, and we're just gonna close it off. And we have our finished bracelet. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, and there we have it, our lapis Lion of Judah. I love it. And there, just lay the head like that. Okay, there you have it. So then what I would do typically is take the tip of the glue, and I would take a little bit of the glue and just dab it. You can actually pull that apart a little bit and dab it on your knot. Just a little bit. And there you have it. Okay. That's it for that. And that's our Lion of Judah. There we go. Okay. That's the finished product, you guys. So then after the glue dries, I always cut the ends off later. Okay. I just leave it like that. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you guys will come in, comment, like, and subscribe. And also come back again for the next video. Thank you for stopping by. See you later.